Hello everyone, welcome to the Northeast Wrestling Podcast, and due to popular demand we have Matty Mayhem on today.
Everyone's wanting it.
Everyone's wanting
to be part of the Mayhem Corner.
Yeah, I've wanted to do it for a while but we haven't had the time, but you're on, so let's do it. There might be a little bit of background noise but it'll be alright, we'll be here real small.
Can't be as bad as Society's.
Oh, did you listen to it?
The buzzing noise.
The buzzing, oh yeah, it was just like a microphone, right? And I tried, it was come from all four corners, so I was like, if I sit close to one, it's going to be really noisy, and I was like, I'll sit in the middle. But then I got like all four of them, so it was pretty bad. So,
don't you dare interrupt this podcast.
Aye.
That's what you're doing. So,
Yeah,
cheers, man. I beat him on Friday.
Beat Xander. That's all you came for?
Sorry, whenever you're ready.
That's not a problem. Can't be helped. There's been lots of interruptions in the.
It's one every podcast I've listened to.
Yeah.
Someone always comes in and gets like a little cameo.
Yeah. Well, I was doing the one with. I was about to start the one with Oliver Barrett, and I was like Lucas Marvel, Assassin, Victor Von Volt, a few other people like ran in. Lucas Marvel was nearly bollock naked, and he was going, "Come on!" and but I hadn't started recording, so.
The scary thing is that's normal in wrestling as well.
Yeah.
So.
True. I know that would be like a weird thing for most people, but
yeah.
Nah, it's alright. So who's been your biggest influence since you started wrestling?
It's probably going to be Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, like, I don't have any sort of, like, anything to do with Shawn Michaels. Like, I don't copy any of his moves or anything, but growing up it was like, yeah, he's going to, like, be the top guy for, like, years and years, and he'd done it.
Yeah.
He done everything, like selling was on point. Probably the best time I seen him sell was against Hogan, when Hogan refused to go over, let Michaels go over, sorry, and it was like, yeah, I'm just going to take the piss out of you all this match, and he did, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but recently, I think more like, if we're talking about wrestlers now, it's more like Dean Ambrose, like, I've like modelled myself around him.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm a bit of a Dean Ambrose mark, so.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk a bit as well. Like, he copied one of my tattoos, but I don't really talk about it much. But yeah, I've had a few people say that.
Yeah, thought so. I saw the homage to CM Punk on who did you wrestle? Bruce? Was it Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, it was
when you bit the rope.
Last month. Yeah, he had us in a figure four, and I bit the rope, bottom row.
Rather than grabbing.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. I think you done it against Chris Hero or something like that.
Yeah, it was Chris Hero in the 3 out of
3 falls.
2 out of 3 falls. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing it, so I love that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mock myself. So yeah. Other than Matty Mayhem, you had the Pops gimmick for a while.
I did.
What happened? How did it come about, and then why did it?
I got given it.
Fade away.
I got given it by Georgie, who used to run Rad Pro.
Was it his idea?
It was meant to be his gimmick years and years and years ago.
Really?
Yeah, but he, if anyone ever got in touch with him, his head was too big for the mask. Yeah.
Oh, so you already had the gear?
No, the gear. I bought the gear. He just had the mask.
Oh.
So yeah, he had this gimmick for years, and I'm sure he offered it to a few people, and everyone was like, "Nah, it won't work."
That's strange.
Yeah, I came back to wrestling, and he was like, "Yeah, I've got this gimmick." I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot," and it was fun. It was very limiting though to what I could do.
Right.
Like.
In what way?
Like, obviously, he was creepy, but, like, he was supposed to not have a voice, which was limiting, because as a heel, you need to be, like, giving the crowd loads of shit. I couldn't do that. I sort of did towards the end, when I started to think, nah, this isn't really for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was fun. I had loads of fun doing Pox. I worked. I had a feud with Rabbit.
That was what I was about to say. I thought you feud with Rabbit.
Yeah,
I like that.
Really, really enjoyed working Rabbit. Had lots of fun. There was some creepy shit during their matches. Thumbtacks, bottle caps.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, the bottle caps wasn't a good idea because they were like, we both got backstage and were like stuck to her back. The pins were fine, but the bottle caps were.
Someone trying to interfere.
Yeah, so that's another one trying to get in the podcast.
Unfortunately, I don't know who that is.
It's one of the young lads, grandmas.
Oh well.
Bottom of the Mayhem corner.
Yeah. So why did you stop doing it? Just because it was limited.
I started to grow to hate it because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Like, it was very controlled, the gimmick.
Yeah.
Everything in it, like, right, you need to do this. You need to do this at this point. Do the green stuff at some point, which tasted fucking vile. It was just food colour and watered down. Yeah. And I don't know if anyone's ever tasted food colour.
No.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's like everything I'd done as Pox was told what to do, so I didn't have any real expression in anything I was doing. And it got towards the end, and I was like, yeah, I've done Matty Mayhem before. And I enjoyed that, so I went back, and Pox disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
Until tonight.
So he's back now.
He's back.
On your tag team, so.
He didn't even want to do it. He's a bit of a prick, so.
Oh well. Well, we have a random question, like, but that greens, like the stuff, how did it come out the mask?
It was really, really hard. Most of it didn't come out. It was just like, because I used to have a bit of a bum fluff beard. So when I used to take it off, it used to just be all like in my beard, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I used to take like a good mouthful, and like 20-25% of it used to come out and spray, so it looked a bit shite. But you got to work with what you've got.
But I remember you spraying Alex, part of the Bunny Club.
I did. Aye.
That's what I remember seeing, and I thought, how has he done this?
Aye.
Has he done it? But it came off well. But I love the gimmick. I did love
it. It was. Don't get us wrong. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I spoke to Ewan.
Oh, aye.
For hours about it.
Yeah, he'd be a great guy.
He's a creepy guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
Everyone loves him, but he's creepy as fuck. He gave us some really good ideas on like movements and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's got. I don't want to say I got bored of it because that's like a massive insult, but
but you
I wanted to move on to different things and try something different.
Yeah, definitely. What was how long have you actually been wrestling for? Like, when did you start?
On and off, about 10 years now.
Yeah.
I started in 2006 or 7, one of the two. And I started at IWF.
Yeah. Who was coaching?
He was coaching Lee Kyle. I don't know if you've ever met Lee Kyle. He's a comedian now.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious. But he was the trainer. Obviously, Assassin would come in every now and then and take sessions.
Yeah.
Pauly C. Robbie Ryder, when he had really long hair. His hair was the first like interaction with anyone from the Northeast wrestling scene was Robbie Ryder. I got off the metro. We were training somewhere miles and miles away.
Aye.
I got off the metro. I was like a 16-year-old little. I think it was a child, or I might have been. And I walked up. Excuse me, mate. Do you know where the wrestling is? He goes, I am going there now. If you just want to walk with me. And I looked at him and I was going, you're that one I've been watching loads of matches to on YouTube. And I'm like thinking back to myself now, I must have sounded like a proper mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've watched all your videos on YouTube, mate. You're really good. He's probably standing there thinking, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But it was IWF. It was good. I enjoyed IWF. I made some really, really good friends with IWF. But people don't realise that I've been around for that long because I took like a 6-year break or something.
Yeah.
Like I was only training for like a year. I refereed for IWF, I refereed for Pac, Neville in WWE now.
Yeah.
Big Vito against Assassin, which was for Paul Wild, and that was like the first time I ever met anyone out of WWE or ex-WWE, sorry. And it was weird. He like made us dance with him because when he used to wear the dress. So like he pulled us in the middle of the ring and started dancing with us. I think I was 17 at that point, and I was really fucking embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I enjoyed IWF.
Aye. So Joseph Bigg's been hounding you on Facebook. about retirement.
You're not going to ask this question, are you?
I'm not going to ask you the way he put it. I'm going to ask you why did you retire, and like obviously what made you come back?
The whole the retirement thing was sort of like an angle.
Was it?
I was wrestling as Pox and Matty Mayhem at the same time.
Right.
And a few people started to twig, because obviously the tattoos are a massive giveaway.
Yeah.
So the idea was to stay away for ages. It's when Georgie was running Rad Pro. And I was going to give the Pox gimmick a try without the other side, like the Matty Mayhem.
Yeah.
I said to him, right, let us just say I'm retiring. I'll stay away for 6-7 months. Come back, because I was planning on getting like full morph suit, not morph suit, but like what's he called? Shark Boy, I want to say. I think he wears like the full whack, something like that, and just cover everything. And people might, this might be a different guy, and hopefully people forgot, because I was getting like, I was walking out the venues, and people were going, "Oh, you're Pox," and I'm sitting there like, "No, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. He's just got really good taste in tattoos. He's copied off me."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was an angle, and I've explained this to Joe, and he's just not having any of it. He's like, nah, you retired.
Yeah. How many times do you retire a day?
Dean Knight.
What's your favourite part about retiring? That's all I heard.
Yeah, Dean Knight ribbed us about. He didn't rib us. He was running a show, and he was like, "No, I can't book a ex-retired worker." And I'm not going to mention names, obviously, but I was like, "This one on your card's been retired, came back. This one has, and this one has." And he was like, "Oh, I didn't realise any of them were retired." I was like, "Fucking hell."
Yeah. Oh God.
He's I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue it was an angle. Like I thought.
Not many people did, obviously. Like if it was kept well as an angle, then it obviously would have served its job if I carried on as Pox. But
yeah. Would you say that wrestling's affected any relationships since you started?
Sam, obviously you know Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know Sam. Sam's partner for 8 years. She hates it.
She hates wrestling?
She hates wrestling. She can't stand it.
Does she?
Yeah. It's like...
I didn't know. Well, obviously we used to write together, but like in Brad Pro and that, but I never knew that.
Yeah,
actually.
she hates it. Can't stand it.
Does she not come to the shows?
She comes to the shows. She works. Obviously, she works here, but she comes to the shows obviously to show her support. Well, I think it's the fact that I do stupid shit, and she hates the fact that I do that.
Seeing you get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously I explained to her, "No, I'll be alright, man." My family at the beginning, I told them, I'm gonna wrestle. Oh, piss off, man. You'll grow out of it. It's just a phase.
Oh yeah, everyone gets that.
Everyone gets that. Oh, get a real job.
Yeah.
But my dad, like, obviously, he lives abroad, and I've been speaking to him quite a lot over the last year and a bit, and he's really supportive of it at the minute.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, has it been any friends? Have they been like? Were they ever like the friends you had before?
I don't really have many outside of wrestling. I keep my circle really, really small.
Yeah.
I've got some really, really good friends in wrestling.
Yeah.
Pauly C. Obviously, we had that really heated feud here at Morden for 3 months.
Yeah. Well, one of my questions was actually going to be like, were you and Pauly C legit like best mates?
Yeah, we were. It started at IWF.
Yeah.
I think kinda he sort of took us under his wing.
All right.
Then we moved in Wall's End together, and we were there for like a year, and we became really close. Obviously, I learned loads of me technique off him. Like we've had falling outs over the time, but we've always like just sent a message and said, "Yeah, you're daft sod. What we're playing at here."
Aye. I didn't get to see any of the matches. I saw a couple of spots. Awesome.
Some of the spots were like stupid though, like a kitchen sink. I mean, how
that was funny.
it was fucking stupid, but people remember it. If people would go home and remember what I've done and that night, I've done my job.
Exactly. What was the caption? Threw everything and the kitchen sink at each other.
And the kitchen sink.
Yeah. So you've done you do a lot of hardcore matches. Has that always been something you wanted to do, or is it just being just kind of like?
I don't know. I think I enjoy it.
The way it's went.
People will probably try and deny, but everyone in wrestling's got some sort of mental health or issues or something like that, and wrestling is a great escape. Pardon the pun. Hardcore helps loads. Like getting hit with something, it's just like, yeah. But no, I haven't done hardcore for like 2 months or 3 months now. It's because people say like Dean Knight, I can't wrestle. So I've actually wrestled like an actual match without using any weapons or stuff like that, just to prove to people that I can do other stuff.
Dean Knight said you can't wrestle?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Okay. No, because I got booked in a match with Dean Knight and it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. And then afterwards I got told that it was originally supposed to be me and you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never got...
It was supposed to be me and you, and then he was like, oh no, Terry can't work a Falls Count Anywhere match.
I can't. Actually, I remember actually something like that. Dean, you've got a hardcore match, right? Like, no offense to Dean or anything like that, but you've got yourself in a match that you're not going to be able to like pull off, as well as some like not mentioning myself because that makes it sound like a massive dick, but like some people that could have pulled it off. And he sent us a message in, can you do hardcore matches? And I sent him over the one with me in Society, which was fun.
That was good. Yeah.
That was the one with the keyboard.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I sent him over the one with me and Rabbit as Pox.
Yeah.
I sent him over a few hardcore matches, and he went, yeah, them all right. And that was it. That's all I got. And I was like, how I do stuff that some people might not do or want to do or something like that. It's like,
yeah.
He's just an idiot, to be honest.
I just thought it was. I thought it was strange because, like, putting himself in. Like, I'm not
putting himself in the main event.
It wasn't the main event.
Was it not?
No.
Oh.
It was a cool down match. It was me and him. He had Connor as a valet. Rather than he was paying him his full wage, but he put him as a valet.
Yeah.
I think he should have made.
Like Gaz Green came out of retirement for that show as well.
Didn't it should have been a tag match.
That wasn't it.
Exactly, that's another one. But no, I'm not slagging off Dean.
No,
I just mean like.
I'm booked on his next show. I'm booked on his next show, and like not his next show, but I'm booked in April next year.
Yeah.
So I've got to like.
Yeah, he's alright.
His heart's in the right place.
Exactly, right. He gets a lot of stick, but
he does.
Like you say, his heart's in the right place. I heard I didn't really obviously get to see the second one, but I heard the first AWA show was pretty good. So
yeah. I think people just like tend to take the piss out of him a bit.
Yeah, people probably give him a bit too much stick. I mean, he sometimes doesn't carry himself in the best way, but you know what I mean.
There's a few.
Yeah, but you say he's not the only one, but people seem to pick on him. What do you feel the biggest struggle's been since starting?
Probably myself. I'm my own worst critic. Yeah. Everything I do, I'm like, nah, that was shit. Nah, I should have done that there. Loads of people just like, Terry, shut up, you done well. Just leave it at that. I'm like, no man, but I didn't. Like, I'm really, really critical about everything I do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know I made a comment earlier on that did like some people said I can't wrestle, and I can see why, but I don't think I'm great. I think I'm just mediocre, and I've got a good following. I've got good music, gold pants, and fucking green hair. That's all I've got. But people get behind it, so I'm still doing something right.
Yeah. Well, I know that a lot of people say that, like, not specifically to you, I haven't heard it, but I mean just in general, if you do loads of hardcore matches, people are like, oh, that's trying to compensate for like the fact that you can't
inability
wrestle.
to wrestle. Yeah.
But you've just got to roll with it.
Like any sort of criticism I get, I just let it go over my head. Like, if you haven't got thick skin, you shouldn't be involved in wrestling.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. I don't train with him anymore, but that's something Big Chris always told us. He was like, if you're giving that thick skin, get the fuck out of this.
It's pointless. You're gonna get it on the years and years ago. There used to be a forum called UKFF, and it was like a wrestling forum, and it was brutal as fuck.
You just take the piss out of wrestling.
Like there were proper like smarks and marks, the whole lot.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna be all over the place. Like if you can't handle a bit of stick or a bit of fucking someone slagging you off behind your back, then you're not going to last very long.
Always going to happen. I remember CM Punk's podcast that he done. He said that it's one of the most bipolar businesses in the world.
It is,
and it totally is.
1 minute someone can like, I really like you, you're minty. Next minute, he's fucking shit.
Aye, like behind your back, and you hear it and you're like, oh. Okay.
I can think of a few. Not going to mention names, but there's been a few that have
Oh yeah.
Sliders off.
It's happened to me before. It's got to get on with it. Where would you say your dream opponent is, past and present?
Well, like local or like global?
Do both.
Both. Present, like locally. I don't know. There's like I've got a list in my head of people who I want to work.
Name a few if you can't name.
Robbie Ryder, obviously, just for the simple fact that he was the first guy I met.
Yeah.
When I think it. Pauly C was on the list, but obviously I worked him.
Done. Yeah.
There's so many. I really like. I don't think I'm anywhere near the level of him, but Assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like obviously growing up, like at IWF and stuff like that, and being around the local area with wrestling, like obviously seeing him, it's like he's really fucking good. I was speaking to someone yesterday. They came to it wasn't yesterday. It was Friday. We were at Ashington.
Yeah.
And there was someone sitting in the crowd who I know, and they were like, I don't know who this guy is, and I went, oh yeah, he's really good. Like he entertains everyone in the room, and like halfway through the match was really like, yeah, he's really good. I was like, so Assassin, he's a nice guy as well.
Oh, a lovely guy. One of the best in the business, like behind the scenes as well. Really awesome guy. Hey man, Marvel. Great guys.
Carbon as well, actually.
When you dream matches?
Carbon. I would love to work Carbon. His daughter, I made a new fan with his daughter the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, she wouldn't leave the venue until she came over and said bye to us.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty awesome.
It's good. I love seeing like when kids get
proper into it.
Yeah. My sister used to come all the shows I was on, and she just loved Joseph Biggs.
I don't know why, he's a bit of a... Nah, I'm Joe. I like Joe. I love Joe.
So much, and I was like, just bought one of his shirts.
It's horrible though, like when you're sitting... I don't understand, right? People pay to get in shows, right? And they're practically sitting on the hands, and the whole place is dead. Why would you come to a wrestling event if you're just going to sit there in silence?
I have no idea, and I've actually seen people with other people, and they like start shouting, and they're like, "Don't do that, man! It's so embarrassing." It's like,
it's a fucking wrestling show. That's what the wrestlers want. They want you to give them shit, or they want them to cheer you.
Exactly, and even like, I don't know, like I used to try and say to me like, "Mom," or like my sister, if I was like a heel, I'd be like, "Don't cheer for us." But like, any reactions a bit like if it's just dead and no one.
None of my family have ever actually seen us wrestle live.
Huh?
No, none of them. It's weird. Like I'd love for like my dad to come over and watch us or something like that, but obviously with him living abroad, it's a bit difficult.
Yeah. So global.
Obviously, it's going to have to be top of the list. It's got to be Dean Ambrose.
But
obviously, if he went back to his John Moxley days, then that would be ideal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll get everyone talking again. Oh, you can only do hardcore him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think that would be a canny one. John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, if you're listening, there you go. CM Punk is another one.
Oh yeah.
Because I think honestly, CM Punk was the best in the world at one point. I don't think it was just a gimmick. I think it was.
Swear, like not a lot of people. Agree with me, but I think he was as well.
He was. He had
Loads
everything.
of people say to me that he was so overrated, but I don't think he was.
He had everything.
And especially, right, like loads of people have only seen him in WWE.
Yeah.
If you watch his indie stuff.
Yeah, he was like an entertainer. But like the thing is with CM Punk, he could walk in, everyone cheering him, and if you wanted, he could click his fingers, say something, the whole arena would be fucking booing him.
Exactly.
He's got the whole package.
Apparently, I heard Gabe Sapolsky, who ran at Ring of Honor at the time, he signed CM Punk before he saw him wrestle. He saw his entrance.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He just saw he just said he was a star straight away.
Yeah. He had it. He had it.
He did, and
his promo skills are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I watch promos like of everyone and try and go right. Next show I'm gonna do a promo. Newt. Next show I'm gonna do a promo. Get the show. No, it's alright. I'm not doing it.
Oh no, because he was so good. Like, my favourite, most people will say the one with The Rock, but my favourite promo he ever done was when he won the Ring of Honor World title. When he turned heel.
Is that when he's like, I'm straight edge, I'm better than you and shit like that?
He had like 4 matches left before he went to WWE.
Yeah.
And he won the title and everyone thought he was just going to be like babyface for the rest of the run, and then he just switched and turned, and then he had like some amazing matches, including the 2 out of 3 falls match with Colt Cabana, which was amazing.
I love Colt Cabana.
Me too. Awesome. I can't speak highly enough about CM Punk, and I know there's going to be loads of people who knows who's going to be like, he's talking about CM Punk again.
Oh, CM Punk, he's that one that went to UFC and couldn't handle it, isn't he?
Yeah.
CM Punk going to UFC is a work. Don't get anyone says.
What?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, right? But apparently, obviously, everyone's seen the whole thing with 5 Star.
Yeah.
I've been told, don't know if it's true, so if anyone from 5 Star's listening that want to come and stab us afterwards, I apologise. Well, I've been told that apparently CM Punk has still got connections with WWE, so he can't do it.
No, I don't think so. Like.
So I've heard it from a top guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll not say any more, but...
Yeah, we'll leave that at that.
I hope...
In case it's true, because if it's true, I'll probably mark out.
I would hope it's true, but... Yeah. What would you say your pet hate is?
Bitchiness. I can't stand, like... The North East wrestling scene is probably the busiest it has been for ages.
Oh, 100%.
Like there's shows all the time. There's top guys, Assassin, Carbon, Cavero, the lot, all over the place. But if someone's doing well, it's just like, nah, he's shit. He's no. It's like there's so much bitchiness. If everyone got along in the North East, it would make it so much stronger.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like
I know Rad Pro and Shield had this hatred for each other.
But like,
obviously things happened there.
Was it really there though? Like people.
Yeah, it was like.
Like
I really like Jamie, and obviously I was affiliated with Rad Pro at the time. And I haven't really spoke to him since, but I've seen him in Asda a couple of times. But I really like him, and I feel really awkward messaging him in case he goes like, "Nah, fuck you, mate. You're like part of this whole."
Hey, I train with him every week. I'm on his shows. He wouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I know he's really sound.
He's
like he's so laid back.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He probably is, like in wrestling. Like I've met all sorts of characters and people, but he hasn't got a care in the world. Like he shows up the shows in onesies and shit like that, and it's just like, yeah, he's like jumping around. It's like I wish I had that energy.
Yeah.
I'm walking in like dragging me case and dragging me heels. Oh, fuck's sake.
Wow, Rabbit's awesome. Like, and there's so many like guys that like.
So many guys that couldn't make it, but the egos let them get in the way.
With Shield and Rad Pro, just going back on that, right? Like, there's loads of people that work both, and it's like not even a big deal. Cabby and Kirsty are working both.
Yeah, I don't work both. I don't get booked by any of them.
But
I left Rad Pro a little while ago. Obviously, I left on good terms because I really like Cabby. Me and Cabby are really, really good friends.
All right.
I just felt the time was like right for us to move on. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Georgie left. Mm-hmm. It was me and Adam in charge society.
Yeah.
We ran the training side of things for a while before Georgie left, but when he left, we ran the show side of it.
Yeah.
We had a show at the Neon, the first one we had. Granted, the card wasn't what it could be.
Yeah.
It was all right. The crowd was. Then Cabby took over.
Yeah.
I sent Adrian, who I know was like a shareholder at Rad Pro, which was Cabby and George's mum. I sent her a message and went, I think I'm just gonna
give it a
move on and see what else I fancy doing. But yeah, people are like, oh, you left in a huff and stuff like that. I didn't. I thought the time was right. I think Cabby and I think Kirsty's running it as well, isn't she?
Yeah, Cabby. Well, I think they both play a hand.
Yeah. I think Cabby's like the main guy.
Yeah.
Like I think Cabby could take it to a total different level to what I could have took it.
Yeah.
So like, I wish Cabby like all the luck in the world with Rad Pro and stuff.
Me too. You know, people, like I said before, like people have this bad idea in their head about Shield and Rad Pro.
Yeah.
I wish them the best. I hope they do alright. You know what I mean? I still go to the shows and stuff like that. So, and I enjoy it. They've got a good roster. So yeah. What were you saying? That was your pet hate. Is the thing we asked about 10 minutes ago.
I can't even remember what was my pet hate. Oh, the bitchiness.
Bitchiness and wrestling.
Like if everyone got on, it would be such a better place.
Yeah. You have a gaming channel you want to plug?
I don't anymore.
You don't?
I used to.
Why do you not do it anymore?
I haven't got the time. Like, I get home and I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. Yeah, I used to have a gaming channel. What was it called? Shit, it was lacking videos. Because I made a YouTube channel and I didn't upload anything for like 6 months. And I really need to change the name. I've got no videos. What should I call it? I'm lacking videos. So I put it on, and I started uploading, and it was doing pretty well. I was modding GTA 5 on the PS3.
Yeah.
And the views were alright. I think I got up to like 3,000 subscribers or something.
Yeah.
I just give it up. Like, it got boring, it got tedious. Like the hours of editing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could come from a show, go home, edit a video, and I'd get like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like,
Aye. So it was called. Is it still up?
no, I took it down. I've got the Matty Mayhem channel now. So
Do you put your matches on there?
I've got 2 of them on there, I think.
Oh, okay.
Which they're probably not the best ones to go and look at. But
who are some of your favourite opponents you've already worked with?
definitely Pauly C.
Yeah.
Like obviously he was one of the ones that I really wanted to work on a young age. He used to rib us all the time when we were younger. You can't work, man, you can't work. I sent him a video, he'd give us some feedback on that then. Sent us a message back like 3 hours later. When did you learn to work? I was like, you cheeky bastard. I sent him a message a couple of, like, before he came out of retirement.
Yeah.
Mate, just fancy having a match with us? And he was like, aye, why not? First match was shit. First match was dreadful. Second one was really, really good. Was near hardcore. Now it was actual wrestling. Real moves.
Good.
Third one, hardcore, brilliant. Rabbit, I worked Rabbit. Rabbit was so much fun to work. It's such a character.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love watching them.
There's no person I want to work, man. Victor Von Volts.
You never worked with Victor?
I've worked with them in Rumbles, and we'll always have like a deal. Right, we'll have a chop off. Right, see who lasts the longest.
I think I remember this.
I was talking to him outside before, and he was like, nah, mate, you only lasted till 2. I went, no, we've got like 8 ones. So it's like, he chops me, I chop him, see who lasts the longest. And Connor's got massive shovel hands anyway.
Oh, yes.
So when he chops you, it's like 3 people chopping you at the same time.
Some of the worst chops.
I love Connor. It's what we're talking about anyway.
He's an incredible worker.
He is, he's brilliant.
Your favourite matches?
Favourite matches, I worked Bruce Delicious, Easy B, whatever he's gone by these days.
Had to have that.
He changes his name more. I worked him last month, was it?
I think so.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Again, real match. Just for all the people out there to say I can't only do hardcore.
Yeah.
It was good. Society is so fun. Obviously, me and Society have trained like religiously day after day after day for about a year now. So obviously we just click straight away.
Yeah.
Some of the matches that we've put on, I've worked him as Matty Mayhem and as Pox.
Yeah.
The one as Pox was at an outdoor show, which was the crowd were like just we had our hands out there and they were eating out of our hands. The one was Matty Mayhem was a hardcore match. Surprised. Which was full of like just stupid spots. Not dangerous, but like keyboards and like hooking them with a turnbuckle on the balls, a snooker cue and a snooker ball in the corner.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. I can't even think how else I've worked now.
That keyboard looked amazing when you hit him over the back of the head with it.
Oh, it exploded.
It exploded. Like I was like there and I saw it like from. I was like, shit.
It wasn't even my keyboard, it was Georgie's keyboard and he didn't even know about it.
Oh god.
Apparently, I smashed the keyboard over his head. Georgie was sitting at the back of the room, his face was like, that was my keyboard, the bastard! And he used to write feedback for everyone for the matches. And at the end it was, that was my fucking keyboard. I said, it didn't work anyway.
Yeah.
Aye.
Like, that was a great match there. A hardcore. What would you consider wrestling? Art or sport?
Both. I had a new trainee today and he was like, wrestling's fake. I was like, mate, if you're involved in wrestling, it's not fake, right? We got him in the ring, done a couple of bumps, he goes, like really hurt, like not hurt, but like he wasn't expecting it to be as much as it was. I was like, right, you tell me how fake it is now. It's not.
Nobody will understand until
obviously, most people now know that it's scripted.
Yeah.
But there's no way to fucking easily fall on your back. or get hit with something, or there's no fake way of doing stuff like that.
Wrestling hurts.
Wrestling hurts. Wrestling really
Definitely.
hurts. I've split my head open countless times.
Yeah, definitely does hurt.
It's it's definitely both, obviously.
Aye.
When people ask, it's more like a dance. It's a dance.
Yeah.
Like tech sequences, dance. Remember where your feet go round, stuff like that.
Choreographed violence.
Pretty much, yeah. And you've got to be incredibly fit. I'm not. I do my entrance and I'm proper like out of breath. Just. That's why it takes a long way in the crowd just before I'm ready to start, just to catch my breath back.
Aye. Choreographed violence. I've heard of sport and illusion.
That's a good one. Who said that one?
Soraya Knight. I heard.
That's a good one.
Well, that was an awesome one. But yeah, that's all my questions.
Brilliant.
Awesome. I'm been one of my favourite podcasts I've done. I think this is number 10 actually.
You're doing well with them.
Yeah, I've just done Michael Chase. It'll probably be a week from when this is uploaded, but it was yesterday. He was a great interview. I've really enjoyed doing it. Aye.
Yeah, you're doing really well. Like I've listened to everyone. I think the only one I've missed is Jay's Oliver Barrett.
Oh, I would recommend listening.
Yeah, I probably will when I go home. That's the only one I've missed. Here's another one I want to work. Firebird as well. Every time me and Firebird, Firebird are supposed to have a match. Something's always happened. Like, oh, Terry, come and do this one instead. Or Calvin, come and do this one instead. They're like, well, every time we see each other, like, say bye, right? We'll have this match one day, and it still hasn't happened.
It'll happen, man, eventually.
Yeah.
Putting it out there to promote us.
Exactly. Anyone that wants to book Matty Mayhem versus Firebird, you've got a 5-star match.
Yeah, should be good. What's your what are you on social media?
I am on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, some other shit, probably YouTube, the lot. It's all the same. It's real Matty Mayhem on every single thing. Everyone's like everything on all the social platforms is different, and I've managed to keep mine the same, which I'm like really happy about.
Well, that's good. So I'm glad you've came on.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for having us. It's been fun. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you as well.
It is, and I'm glad you've stayed behind after the show. I feel cheeky doing podcasts after people have wrestled.
So it's not like I can move anyway, because after my match tonight, Bruce, the stupid, fat, horrible prick, injured my knee.
Yeah.
After the match, he attacked us. He turned on his tag partner, Ryan Root, so he's a wanker. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, like most people wouldn't do it after the match, I'd imagine. I've never asked anyone, but
Is it usually before?
Usually before, Nikki Starr said, "Oh, we can do it afterwards." That was good. That was the second podcast.
He's a prick as well.
And then Marvelous done it after that, like literally straight after the match. They're still in gear. I was just like, "Let's do it." All right.
Assassin's brilliant. I message him all the time saying, "Can you give us advice on this? Can you give us advice on this?" And there's a few guys like. There's a few people I've messaged and people are like, they're a bit of a, I've messaged Casey Drake asking for advice, no problem whatsoever, I sent it over. I think I've messaged Jason Prime as well for advice, and he's like, but obviously he's incredibly busy.
Yeah.
So it's like, just give us a chance to watch it, mate, I'll send it over, the feedback. Assassin, I've got loads of feedback of him. Like, yeah.
It was pretty cool. I don't know if you've done the El Ligero seminar at Rad Pro.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Well, he said like after that he said, I can't remember if he said it to me or if he said it like everyone after in the talk, but he said something along the lines like, "Oh, I'm really busy, but if you send us one of your matches, I'll get the time to watch it."
I sent him one the day before the seminar, and he like asked who sent us the match over, and I'll come give you feedback in person, and it was me.
Oh yeah.
So like, I don't think asking for feedback's a bad thing. You never ever stop learning in wrestling.
No.
Some people seem to think that as soon as they get on shows, that's it. I've made it.
There's
you
haven't. People with
never.
bad attitudes.
I had a seminar with Johnny Kidd today.
Yeah, I trained with him like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's so good.
Awesome.
Like, yeah, some of the stuff that he was pulling out was like shit.
I know, he's like a wizard. He's like, if you look away for like 20 seconds.
Someone's on the floor tied up in a pretzel. It's like, holy shit.
I know.
I think I've done the Ewan seminar with you as well.
I'm
sure I've got a picture on Facebook of me and you doing a tile.
Yep, and that was my first seminar I ever done.
Was it?
I'd only been training about a month or 2 months at the time.
I can remember that, fucking hell.
That was my first bump in the ring. You know when we were running around the ring, he was like, get in the ring and bump.
Yeah.
I was like, alright, and I just bumped in the first time, winded myself. I was like,
yeah. I've noticed people when they bump in the ring, when they do training in the ring as well, the first one's always perfect. Then they do the second and third, it's like, they're not as good because now they know what it feels like.
Yeah. But I feel like I've got me bumping down now, so.
Good man. I've always said I wanted to see you do well. I've always got on with you. There's not many people I like get on with in wrestling.
Yeah.
I speak to people, but there's not many people I can actually sit down with and thingy. But yeah, I think me and you have always like talked quite a bit as well. Like back in the early Rad Pro days as well.
Yeah, like I agree. Like I don't see or hear from you much now, but
we're both busy. We're both like obviously I was always old when I joined Rad Pro, but you were younger obviously, and you're growing up and you have more of a social life and stuff. So. Yeah,
but it's like we're both at Rad Pro at the time. I'm with Shield now. You're with MPW, so it's like
MPW it gets quite a bit of stick online and stuff, but it's a really good company. I'm not going to sit here and like say, oh, everyone come to MPW, because it's not for everyone. But yeah, you can't go. Like, I've enjoyed myself.
I'll be honest. Backstage tonight, really good. I didn't expect it. It was good atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere is always pretty good at MPW shows.
That's the second time I worked Firebird. Last time I was here, you know, it was alright backstage, but today it was really, really good. I think when you got people like Rage Madden and
he's a proper character, isn't he?
Lewis Ryan, he's called now.
Lewis Ryan, Rage Madden.
But when you've got people like him, Mr. Society.
It's crazy though, because I've seen him like when he first started to what he is now, and it's like he's. Like, even if you went to a training session at a Rad Pro and I was in like a proper shit mood, he could just come in and do like stupid impressions like anything. And
I've heard him do insane.
Yeah, like Family Guy stuff and he can do anything.
He's
multi-talented. Yeah, he does drama
funny.
Or some shit like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, like
he's such a nice guy as well.
I know, like, and I think loads of people kind of give him stick when Rad Pro put the title on him. But I thought that was a good thing, you know. Just for the simple fact that it was a proper he took it off society, didn't he? Yeah, because I remember everyone was like, oh, it's gonna be someone from the outside coming in. Yeah. An open challenge. And he came out and everyone was like, oh, he's gonna retain it tonight. Yeah. And it was a shock.
It was. He had a tag match before that, Lewis Ryan on Rage Madden. And then he had that match, and it was the shock factor behind it because society held it for what, 9 months, I think.
Something like that. Right?
Maybe longer.
He beat Rabbit. I think it was Rabbit. Did he beat Rabbit?
It wasn't like Corbin.
I think
it was someone.
It was someone. It was either Rabbit or Corbin for the Embryonics title, and then he carried it, having great matches.
Oh, he had some fantastic matches.
His match with James Scott.
Yeah, Rampage Brown as well. The one with Rampage was brilliant.
Oh, that was awesome. Some of the great matches that Society had. But yeah, he held it for a long time.
Yeah, it was a while. It was just the shock factor because, right, I don't know if you bring outside talent in, most of the people in the crowd know that they're not going to go away with the title. Yeah. And just seeing this rookie come in after like one match and come in and take the title, like the promoter at the time, Georgie, was like crying of like the joy because it got such a reaction. It was like fantastic the way that.
I heard loads of people saying, "Oh well, what's he done to deserve it?" But I was like, "Well, he works his arse off. He's such a I was like that with him from the. I was like that from the start with him. Like I saw him from the beginning in his rise.
He was fast when he first started. Probably gonna like punches. Funny story about Lewis Ryan. Sorry for interrupting you. Came in as a rumble. We done a rumble here for Rad Pro, and it was October last year.
Oh,
obviously,
yeah,
he was so used to us being poxed at that point. As soon as I got in the ring, I was Matty Mayhem at the time. He was first, I was first. I got in the ring, and he punched us. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? We're both face." He just goes, oh, should I? He thought, obviously with him being so used to us being Pox, he must have automatically thought in his head, oh look, there's Terry, I'll go and punch him. It's like I've never let him live it down to this day. He punched us and he was like, right, just give us one back.
That's awesome. He's put the work in. I was there and I don't know if it was his first, but it was one of his first, and he's great. Like you were saying there, he was fat when he started.
He's probably going to punch us for doing it. He wasn't fat, but he was a little bit tubbier.
Right, and I saw him today, and he was like, I don't know if I should just go with trunks, He's like, I don't know if I should wear just trunks. I don't know if I'll pull it off.
It really annoys us, right? He says this every single show, right? Everyone backstage go, mate, you're in really good shape.
What he is?
Why are you still wrestling in a t-shirt or stuff or whatever he wears, it's a vest or a singlet or something? Just take your top off and go for it. I think he did tonight, didn't he?
I think he did. He looked great. So
he's in such good shape.
So yeah, he's one of my favourite up and coming guys. Awesome. Who would you say is your favourite up and coming?
I'm trying to think now. Obviously, Kelvin's been around for a while, but every time I watch Kelvin, it's really Firebird. Is really entertaining.
He's got his character nailed.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He can play both as well.
Definitely.
He was face tonight.
I'd never seen him face until I wrestled him, and he's done a good job.
Yeah, he's really, really good at face. Up and come out. Yeah, probably Lewis Ryan.
Yeah, I would say Lewis Ryan. I'm trying to think of other people.
I know.
Gemini.
Yeah.
I may be biased, I'm one of my best mates, but
yeah. Aye.
I've seen.
No, I think she's improved loads.
Massively.
Aye. Me in society used to train with her at Rad Pro, and she used to be scared of fucking everything.
I know.
You would run in for a line, and obviously you'd make it look aggressive, make noise. Every time you used to run in, she used to scream really fucking loud.
Yeah, but
yeah,
just been trained just over a year, and she's getting booked quite a bit now. So
yeah.
She'll work Shield on Saturday, she's Rad Pro, FTW. So, best of luck to her, But
I think it was. I'm sure we've won over time.
Massively, but
yeah, alright, well, I'll be quiet now.
No, go for it.
Do you know who I think should be more around Robbie Ryder? Robbie Ryder is probably one of the best wrestlers in the Northeast at the minute.
He's highly regarded by everyone.
Yeah, of course he is, but I just think he should be more. He could be so much more. Yeah. I know I listen to his podcast and I totally agree with the fact that he didn't go to the gym or anything like that. I'm exactly the same, but I think wrestling these days, you don't need to be a big Samoan muscle tank. Obviously that might sound racist, but it's not. That's the image that WWE or any big 100%. Company wanted to have. You needed to be 6 foot tall, massive and stuff like that. And now you don't. I think James Ellsworth, I can't stand him, but he's
I love him.
Do you? Why?
Not for wrestling, but I just think he's
entertaining.
A good entertainer.
But I think the guys his size, Daniel Bryan, stuff like that, they've proved you don't need to be this big, massive built thing. And I think Glenn, he's getting on a bit now, isn't he? In all fairness, you were saying that he doesn't know how much longer he's got left.
Yeah, well, he's not
no, he's not retiring anytime soon, but he's been doing it for
old per se, but he's just a bit. I don't want to say banged up, but he's worried about getting injured.
Yeah, and obviously he's been doing it for a long while. But I think if people like the skinnier guys in wrestling, Daniel Bryan and stuff like that, were around when Robbie was coming up, Robbie could have made it big time. I honestly think that.
Yeah, I agree. It depends where you are as well. So
yeah, of course it does. Depends who you know.
Something Michael Chase said was even if you're amazing, sometimes it just doesn't work out for you. It's just the way it falls.
I think it's true like that. Big guys like Matt Morgan, I loved him.
Yeah.
Some people probably can't remember him, but I love Matt Morgan. Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
Didn't work for him. Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
I almost would say Drew Galloway, but he's back. So
yeah, he's signed for NXT again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Is he signed for WWE? Is he a part of NXT or WWE?
NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is? Because WWE signed all these guys, Yeah, these are really, really good. They get them and they haven't got a clue what to do with them.
Just filling it.
Yeah, they're just like, no, like, that's why it got released in the first place. They didn't have a clue what to do with them.
Exactly. But now,
yeah,
Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion. And
that's a really good thing, actually.
He was a member of 3MB, so never know.
Who was it? Paul Burchill.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I seen his last show in the Indies at No Shields
Did you?
at the parks. Yeah, like, yeah, and they didn't know what to do with him. They made him as a pirate, which was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't do an incest storyline.
I think
sure
I just started watching wrestling at the time, so I don't know.
Yeah, his sister came into it, Katie Lee Burchill, and done like an incest storyline.
Jesus.
And then, like a week or two after, they switched to the PG era and then dropped it all together.
Yeah.
Then he got sacked.
Oh, well. Right, well...
I think we should wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up. It went over, but as Joseph Biggs will tell you, we still haven't beat his record.
What's his record?
An hour.
How long we got?
10 minutes.
Brilliant. Let's keep going now, Joe.
No, we'll have to. We'll wrap it up. Yeah, but he really holds that close.
That's because Joe talks really slow. He's like, yeah, and everything he says sounds like he's asking a question. So he's like, yeah, I was working this one guy, and like drags his
Actually,
legs
it's
out.
so true.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
So like that's probably why it took so long.
Yeah, probably.
So I beat Joe by default.
Aye, technically.
By proxy.
Yeah. So I think you're probably second. But anyway, we'll wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed being on.
I did. I really enjoyed it.
It eventually happened.
It did.
What was I going to say there? Is there anything you want to leave the fans with?
No, just thanks for the support over the last year. It's going to sound so cliche, but I've had such a good year this year. Like, I've done so much stuff which I hadn't done previously. Worked so many people I haven't worked previously. Yeah. Like 2017's been so good so far.
That's awesome.
Let's see what happens through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Mayhem for champ.
Aye, well, you've been a great guest.
Thank you very much.
And we'll get you on again. No problem.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I hope everyone else enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Big thank you to Matty Mayhem who came on the podcast today. Meant a lot. He stayed back after the show to do it, which I don't know. Like I don't think a lot of people would do. He's only the second person to actually have done that, and that means a lot. Not that I've asked anyone, but that just it means a lot. Like he wanted to come on the podcast. He started his own movement, Mayhem for Podcast. It obviously worked. It got a lot of people talking. A lot of people wanted it to happen. So he came on the podcast, and to be honest, I don't think we delivered a bad episode. The podcast was good. It was one of my favourites I've done. I seem to say that I've said that on a few, but I've only done 10. But on a few of them, I've walked away thinking like this is my favourite episode I've done. Oliver Barrett one was one that I definitely thought that about. The Matty Mayhem one. I think there's there's a couple more where I thought it, but it was awesome. Like the Robbie Ryder one, obviously I loved because it was my first episode, but I feel like I've improved a lot more since then, so I wouldn't say that was my favourite. But it is one of my favourites for that reason. That was my first episode and it was my first time trying something new. I feel like this is the 10th episode now, and like I've got a lot of so much support. Like I didn't think I was going to get this much support on the podcast, because I've got like I don't know, I just didn't know how many people would be interested in doing it. But obviously it's had like quite a lot of success in the terms of like popularity and interest. So I've had a few people come up to us just say like I love to hear the stories like behind the wrestler themselves. You know what I mean? Like, because obviously we see, especially around the northeast, you see a lot of fans interacting with the wrestlers, but you still don't quite know, like, you never get that kind of conversation if you're just speaking to them after a show or something like that. So I feel like this is a good way to get inside the minds and hear the stories of the wrestlers themselves. And one of the biggest like compliments I got was from Luke Savage. He like messaged us and said like good going, like good on you, like doing this podcast, because there's nobody really doing it around the area, and there may be like a couple when I've looked into it, maybe a couple actually doing it, but that actually meant a lot for Luke to say that, and it was awesome. Like he's another one I want on the podcast, but like it'll come, you know what I mean. We've got loads of guests lined up, and speaking of that, we've got the podcast with Lucy Cole coming up. That'll be up next week, and as well as a lot of other podcasts. The one with Dominic Davenport will be up soon as well. I'm not going to give you dates on all of them because I like it to be a little bit of a surprise, but obviously I've announced like Lucy Cole's going to be on next week, so make sure you like stay tuned for that. Want to thank everyone for all the support. Thank you to all the companies and promoters as well, because without them, like I wouldn't be able to do it. Like Dan Fitch has been amazing. Drew Shardlow, he's been amazing. Jamie Harvey, which is Rabbit of Shield Pro, and like obviously like Newt of MPW. Like there's been loads. Obviously Cabby, Klowaski of Rad Pro. They've all been like awesome to me and like allowed us to come in and like to do the to interview their roster at their shows, and without them like it just wouldn't be possible, you know. So big thank you to everyone like who supported us. This is 10th episode, it's only the beginning, but like I just felt the need to like just talk a little bit about like how much it means to us, like and how much like support I've got. So big thank you to all them. Much more to come. It's only the beginning. Just make sure you stay tuned. We've got lots coming up. We've got on the North. Check North East Wrestling Podcast out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Got Facebook at North East Wrestling Podcast. I got Twitter at NEW. It was NE Wrestling Pod, I think it is. I'll put it in the description. And the same on Instagram as North East Wrestling Podcast. YouTube as well, North East Wrestling Podcast. Check them out. Obviously, go and check my guests out. I'll ask them on I'll ask them to plug their social medias. They're all awesome. I wouldn't have a guest on that I didn't like or didn't enjoy watching, so check them out. Obviously Matty Mayhem was on it today. He's real Matty Mayhem on all platforms. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. Check us out on all platforms. Stay tuned, and hopefully you're all enjoying it. Feedback is always appreciated. Like just pop me a message either on my personal account or on the page, because that always means a lot. Obviously, as I said earlier, I've got a lot of feedback so far, but yeah, I feel like I've rambled a bit too long. Probably boring you now if you've stayed this long, but yeah, massive thank you. And like I hope you all continue to support it, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.